Alright guys, in today's video we are going to be talking about the ultimate sea event guide in Roblox Blox. So first of all, we are going to be talking about the sea event setup, the shipwright class, how to find sea events, what OP items you can actually get from these sea events, and some tips and tricks. So first of all, we are going to be talking about their sea event setup. Number 1, which is very important, is Shark Race. At V2, you cannot take any damage from water, which is very good for sea events because, well, of course you're surrounded by water. If you fall in the water, well, you don't take any damage. And also terror sharks and some other sea events that can actually bring you down with them, you know, you won't take any damage whenever they try to drown you. And also it's V3 and V4 defense capabilities are really good. At V3, you get an ability called Waterby, which does give you defense of 70% defense, which is actually insane. And V4, it gives you 85% defense. So Shark Race is very good for sea events, but you do also not need it. You know, it is definitely recommended best race for sea events, but you do not need it for sea events. Second of all, the most important part is the fruits that you want to use. My two picks are Awaken Buddha and Magma. Magma being first. Now Magma is a really good pick because it has burn damage, good AoE, fast cooldowns, and I also did pick Buddha because in Awaken you do get increased range. You can also not drown unless the terror shark brings you down with it, and that's why Shark Race is recommended, because even if you have Awaken Buddha or Awaken Magma to stay up floats, they can still drown you if you do not have the Shark Race, which is how a lot of people die during these sea events. And Buddha is also a really good pick because it has increased range. You can use your fighting styles and gun/swords while doing this. That is optimal because Buddha has trash DPS. I mean, its moves are trash. Slow cooldowns, barely any AoE, takes too many fragments to awaken, so many people probably won't even have it awaken. Now the best fighting styles to use are probably ones with AoE, big damage, and fast cooldowns, like for example Dragon Talon or Sharkman Karate. And also some guns to use are Shark Anchor. As I said before, you want AoE, high damage, and fast cooldowns. So Shark Anchor is a really good pick, and also Saber. Saber, especially V2, does do some really good damage, especially with its crit capabilities. If you do decide to eat this magma fruit here, you can actually walk on the lava as is shown. And as you can see, I do have this fully awakened here. It is actually very good. 140 mastery to get all of it. One Cake Queen or Lonma can get you all those moves. And Awakened Magma is optimal for sea beasts, rumbly waters, shipwrights, and haunted shipwrights, because those shipwrights do not entirely attack you. Now, if you were to use Awakened Buddha, you would want to go after terror sharks and Leviathan, because those, you know, you need high defense, which Buddha does grant. Now, Magma is also pretty good for doing terror sharks and Leviathan, but Buddha is a much better choice for those. So for our second thing on the sea event guide is the shipwright class. Now shipwright class is actually how you can repair your boat. As you guys know, if you have ever gone sea event hunting with multiple people, you might see some person whip out a hammer, start pounding your boat, and you'll see your boat HP go up. And to actually find the shipwright teacher, you are going to locate this spy right behind here, fall off where the tree is, and it will be in this little hole right next to the building. So you are just going to go down here through the little veins or vines, and here is the shipwright teacher. Now to actually unlock this, you do need to have 50 total sea events killed. So as you see, all I need to do is kill 20 sharks. If you accept my quest, I can get the active subclass. So I have not actually unlocked this guy, but I will say what abilities he can actually do. And whenever you do kill 20 sharks, you can actually buy the shipwright subclass for 3,000 fragments, and you do actually get a legendary scroll to enchant your swords/guns. You can upgrade your class by using fragments and valor, which you do get for killing sea events. Now I think terror sharks do get the most, if I am not wrong. I could be wrong though. Maybe rumbling waters does give the most, but there is 5 abilities to the subclass. And also, if you do want to level up your shipwright, which is actually how you do unlock these abilities to where you can actually level up these abilities, you do need to go out, damage your boat, and keep on repairing it. Now to actually repair, you do need wooden planks, which you can kill by just killing trees. The best spot for this is probably the chocolate land because it does have a lot of tree spawns. I would also recommend using the bazooka or soul guitar just because it has very fast M1s and you can farm them easily. Now for the first ability, there is an ability called Plank Scavenger. Now this does give you more planks whenever you do eliminate a tree, and it does also increase your chances of actually getting wooden planks. When this is maxed out, I think you get 6 wooden planks per tree, which means 6 repairs per tree. Next ability you will unlock at shipwright level 12 is the Blueprint Specialist. This does increase the HP your ship does get after repairing it, but the next ability is called the Hull Mechanic at shipwright level 18, which whenever you do have this ability, you can actually do a minigame whenever you're on our boat to heal your boat faster at the cost of more wooden planks than regular. And you do also need precision for this minigame because you gotta click whenever the line is in a little green thingy. And for the last ability at shipwright level 25 is the Heavy Hammer. Whenever you have this ability unlocked, you cannot get stunned. For example, when you're in the rough sea, there's lightning that stuns you. Whenever you're on the ship, you will not get stunned. Whenever a terror shark is pulling you with some of its attacks, you will not get stunned. This is the best ability by far, as it lets you go untouched while repairing the boat. So that is everything for the shipwright subclass, and this does cost a lot of fragments, and you do also need to farm a lot of sea events just to get the valor. Now for number 3, we are going to be talking about how to find sea events. So starting out, there are these two magnets called the monster magnet and the volcanic magnet. I do actually have one of the magnets right here. So the volcanic magnet does give you increased chances to find the prehistoric island, which is how to get the Draco Race, Dragon Heart, and Dragon Storm, which are all new things in the Dragon Rework update. There is also another one called the monster magnet, which if you do go ahead and find the shark hunter, after you craft these two first accessories called the tooth necklace and terror jar, you can actually craft the monster magnet for 2 terrorized, 8 electric wains that do drop from piranhas, 20 fool's gold that does drop from shipwrights and taunted shipwrights, and 10 shark teeth, which of course drop from sharks. Now to actually spawn this, you do need to have it in your inventory. You do need 4 people on your boat, and you do at least need to be in danger level 5. Well, danger level 5 is probably the best area to spawn this terror shark, but it does also work in sea danger level 6. Now whenever this terror shark does spawn, it will say your monster magnet has attracted a unusual sea event. This guy will have 195k HP, and he will give you the shark anchor after killing it. You do receive the shark anchor if you do 10% or 15% of its HP, and the person who actually used the monster magnet will get it guaranteed. So those are the 2 special magnets to get sea events. Now if you do want to find regular sea events, like for example sharks, rumbling water, sea beasts, these do a lot of damage occasionally to your boat. You will want some beefier boat like the Beast Hunter or Guardian, which does have a staggering 2.5 thousand HP, and the Beast Hunter can also give you the Leviathan heart after beating it. Beast Hunter is also the fastest boat with 2.5 thousand HP, making it the best boat to use in the game. But to unlock it, you do need some Leviathan scales, terror eyes, and a ton of other stuff. Now if you want to find prehistoric island, you will want to use the Sentinel, because you can basically avoid any sea event. You can even outrun terror sharks. So if you want to find the prehistoric island, which you just gotta sail for the seas until it spawns, Sentinel is your best choice. Now for number 4, some OP items that you can actually get from sea events. Now there is some guns, swords, and fine styles that you can actually receive from sea events. There is also some accessories that you can grab. Starting out with a fine style, if you do kill a Leviathan, you have the Beast Hunter, and you do take the Leviathan heart to the Tiki outpost, you can actually go over here to where these island boys are, and you will see a mysterious gates right here. Go into this, you will trade this guy a Leviathan heart, which I have not done yet, and then you can buy the Sanguine Arts for 5,000 fragments and 5 million belly. This does have insane combo potential, free abilities, free good abilities, and it does very high damage. But second of all, for the Leviathan heart, you can also bring it to the Freezing Hydra, or you can bring it to the Hydra Island to make it the Freezing Hydra Island, which is actually how you do get Draco V4. Second of all, some swords and guns. Number 1, swords. You can get the Dragonheart sword and the Shark Anchor sword. The Shark Anchor is also very good for combos, very high damage. Unfortunately, it does only have 2 abilities, but these 2 abilities are still very good. The Dragonheart, in my opinion, is the worst option. I think Shark Anchor definitely beats it. But for one of the guns that you can get, which I believe there's only 1 gun to get from sea events, is the Dragon Storm, which should come out in the new Dragon Rework update. This is only the gun to have a machine gun style. It does high damage, and you can also use it from very long away, which is very good for killing bosses. Now let's talk about some accessories over here. If you do come to the Beast Hunter, which I will actually find here. So if you do talk to the Beast Hunter, you can actually craft the Leviathan crown, the Leviathan shield, and you can also buy the Beast Hunter right here. So the Leviathan shield is a insanely good accessory for sea events, and it does also go good in PvP. This does give you very good defense, 90% protection against water damage, 30% defense against sea events, and 10% defense against all types of attacks. Well, I think except for guns, that is. The Leviathan Crown is also a good option because it is basically the Leviathan Shield. It does give you also some instinct dodges, but it's just a Leviathan Shield but a little bit worse, but it is easier to get, as you can see. Some other accessories which you can find by talking to the Shark Hunter, which is located over here, is the Shark Tooth Necklace and the Terror Jar. And here you can also craft the Monster Magnet. The Shark Tooth Necklace does give you, of course, some defense against, well, it doesn't give you defense against sea events, but it does give you plus 25% damage on sea events, plus 50 movement speed, and plus 10 dash distance. So this is good for movement, doing damage against sea events. You know, as I said, you need 10 to 15% damage on the Anchor Terror Shark to get the Shark Anchor. Well, this can increase your odds of getting that damage in order to get the Shark Anchor. And there is also the Terror Jaw, which is the second accessory after the Shark Tooth Necklace, which does give you 10% sword damage, 10% skill cooldown reduction, 20% defense against sea events, 200 HP and energy. Me personally speaking, I think the Shark Tooth Necklace is better than the Terror Jaw, but you do need to craft both of those to actually get the Monster Magnet. So that is it for number 4. And finally, number 5, here are some tips and tricks you can do while a sea event. Number 1 is be a Marine. Whenever you are a Marine, all of you guys are allied. This is optimal for sea events because number 1, nobody can betray you. Like, for example, 2 people could be going to a prehistoric island, and then whenever it's 10 seconds from being done, he could unally you and slaughter you. But when you're a Marine, you cannot do that. You cannot unally somebody. It is impossible. Tip number 2, this is how to avoid terror sharks and some other sea events. So first of all, you will need the portal fruits. So let's go ahead and grab that, and specifically the V move. Now you can bring your teammates along with you, which you need to be allied, which this is also where Marines do come in handy. Now you do teleport to a low dimension and all the sea events will despawn. You know, terror sharks, regular sea events like some piranhas or shipwrights. It is just very, very good for avoiding that stuff. Especially when you're trying to find like prehistoric islands or Leviathan. You don't want to mess with all that stuff. You can just go ahead, go into this dimension, then you can dash up where this little orb is, jump out, and boom, your sea events are all gone. One thing I did forget to mention is that when you are a Marine, you do get stronger and faster boats. So being a Marine does also just boost your chances of getting out to sea faster, getting that Leviathan faster, you know, because you have to go 5,000 meters out. Well, when you're a Marine, you can get that even quicker, which is actually a significant boost. But anyways, guys, that is my guide on sea events. Let me know if I did miss anything in this video. I do think I had some very good info in here. Tell me if this was helpful by leaving a comment or liking the video. Anyways, that will be it for today's video there, boys. See ya!